Ministers, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to connect with you virtually again on the occasion of the 4th Hydrogen Energy Ministerial Meeting to discuss the role of hydrogen in the global economy. Let me first take the opportunity to thank the Japanese government for the invitation to participate in this important meeting through this video message. This is the second year in a row that I have been afforded this opportunity to share insights on South Africa's efforts and initiatives associated with hydrogen production and utilization. I would also like to congratulate you on your efforts to create a platform that encourages countries worldwide to share knowledge and experiences in order to promote global utilization of hydrogen, as well as facilitate collaboration among member countries. Just like many global economies, the South African economy has not been immune to the devastating effects associated with the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, which contributed to increased unemployment and poverty in many households and communities. Our government, led by President Cyril Ramaphosa, developed and adopted the Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan, aimed at combating the negative economic impact of COVID-19 and stimulating equitable and inclusive growth within the South African economy. The Economic Recovery Plan has 3 phases, in which hydrogen energy will be an important component. The first phase, termed Engage and Preserve, includes a comprehensive health response to save lives and curb the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. In my message last year, and as part of the implementation of the first phase of our Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan, I mentioned the rapid and coordinated response across government and society in rolling out hydrogen fuel cell systems to provide power for emergency field hospitals and medical facilities to support COVID-19 patients. Just like the rest of the world, South Africa continues to roll out its national COVID-19 vaccine program, which aims to vaccinate 40 million South Africans by March next year in order to reach population immunity. I am pleased, however, to point out that the hydrogen fuel cell systems have already played a critical role in supporting government's responses to the first, second, and third waves of the COVID-19 pandemic by providing much-needed sources of energy. Government will continue to mobilize the public and private sectors based on the triple helix model of innovation to jointly develop an innovative solution to the country's energy challenge and to drive economies of scale. Recovery and reform are the critical elements embedded in the implementation of Phase 2 of our Economic Reconstruction Plan and includes interventions to restore the economy while controlling the health risks. In support of the implementation of Phase 2, the hydrogen economy is therefore seen as an opportunity that has a great potential to unlock growth, revitalize the industrial sector, and also position South Africa to be an exporter of cost-effective green hydrogen to the world. The implementation of Phase 3 of our Economic Reconstruction Plan is driven by the core elements of reconstruct and transform, and this entails building a sustainable, resilient, and inclusive economy. In support of the implementation of Phases 2 and 3 of our Economic Recovery Plan, the feasibility study on the implementation of the South African Hydrogen Valley has recently been concluded. This study has identified 9 promising projects across the mobility, industrial, and building sectors that could be used as a springboard to the establishment of a South African Hydrogen Valley corridor, which could contribute up to $100 million to the platinum industry in South Africa by 2030. The above study that I've referred to has also projected that the hydrogen demand along the corridor could reach up to 185,000 tons of hydrogen by 2030. The development of the South African Hydrogen Valley corridor could potentially contribute $3.9 billion to $8.8 billion to our GDP, with direct and indirect contributions by the year 2050, and also create approximately 14,000 to 30,000 plus direct and indirect jobs per year by 2030. To create awareness of the Hydrogen Valley among the public and private sectors, the final report of the Hydrogen Valley study will be launched on the 8th of October 2021, which of course will coincide with the National Hydrogen and Fuel Cell Day. In an effort to develop a sustainable hydrogen society in South Africa, the Hydrogen Society Roadmap was recently approved by Cabinet and will be released to the general public later this calendar year. The vision of the National Hydrogen Society Roadmap is to contribute to a just and inclusive net zero carbon economic growth for societal well-being by 2050. The key outcomes of the Hydrogen Society Roadmap are: firstly, the creation of a domestic manufacturing sector for hydrogen fuel cell components. Secondly, the creation of an export market for South African hydrogen. Thirdly, the decarbonization of transport sectors such as heavy-duty vehicles, shipping, aviation, and rail. Fourthly, decarbonization of energy-intensive industry. And fifthly, green and enhanced power sector. The Hydrogen Society Roadmap is therefore one of government's key policy intents and platforms to drive the hydrogen economy. Continued long-term investment into research, development, and innovation in South Africa over the years will be leveraged to contribute to the implementation of the Hydrogen Society Roadmap. Such research will focus on, amongst others, the revitalization and modernization of existing industries and sectors, new sources of growth, and research and development-led industrial development, and research, development, innovation in support of a capable and developmental state. For South Africa's hydrogen economy transition to be successful, there is a clear understanding and acceptance across government that it should be supported by integrated policies and supportive legislation. Government has also developed the following policy frameworks that are linked to the Hydrogen Society Roadmap: the Green Transport Strategy, Green Hydrogen Commercialization Strategy, the Just Energy Transition Framework, and South African Renewable Energy Master Plan. In conclusion, South Africa is committed to continue its participation in relevant global and regional forums that seek to promote the use of hydrogen and fuel cells and other cleaner forms of energy. This commitment is evident through the recent partnership between the government-supported Hydrogen South Africa program